Well, diversity, equity, it's different everywhere, but DEI is usually the name, diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're making that DIB now. Diversity, DEB, diversity, equity, and belonging, because people are really tired of the word inclusion.
Yeah.
But all that work, relates to that. And, you and I had touched on affirmative action in our
Affirmative
last
action.
conversation.
Yes.
There's another thing that I wrote an article about, and, about the ending of affirmative action. And my stance on it, it was created in the 60s to basically level the playing field for Black people, just Black people. This was specifically created for Black Americans to have an equal chance at higher education, being that they were from these deeply segregated areas where there were maybe 60 kids to a classroom instead of 18, where you see so these inequities, it was an attempt to address these inequities by saying you must bring in some Black kids to your school of higher education, so that they have a chance at then populating the workforce outside of, blue collar labor.
And this was in the 60s it started, you say?
The 60s.
Cool.
It was never meant to be forever.
Okay.
It was never meant to cover any other race or marginalized person. And so for us now, I think when we hear affirmative action, we hear, everybody that can check a box gets a leg up, right? And so there was a law, and I forgot when it is. It was sometime in the 70s where there was an addition to this that included immigrants, which is one of the things I've changed my stance on. You asked me about that earlier. Immigration is one of the things that I've changed my ideas about.
Okay.
So when it included immigrants, it kind of took away the original purpose, was that Black Americans had basically been hobbled by America, right? Because we've been literally brought here in chains and then enslaved and blah, blah, blah. Let's give them a fair shot. And now it becomes, we want our schools to be a melting pot, so we're going to get some of everybody.
Yeah.
And so when the Supreme Court abolished affirmative action, they actually weren't doing the worst thing possible, because it was no longer serving the original purpose.
Interesting. And I could even imagine too, just like the idea of reparations. What are we going to do? We're like too many generations removed. Now it's like, okay, 1960s, Civil Rights Act. We have Lyndon B. Johnson, all of these social welfare programs. We're now 40, 50, 60 years past that. What's the purpose now? So, and also, like you said, now we have, you have to limit how many white people, you have to also include Asians, and it was never meant for that. Okay.
Right. And then anybody who's part anything could claim, like my grandfather was, a Cherokee, so I can claim Native American. And people were getting over on the system that way. I actually do not think it's outlived its original purpose. I do not think that there are enough Black people in the workforce that are equal to our percentage in the country. We're 13% of the country. I do not think that there are an equal number of us in the workforce at that level. That was the original purpose. So I don't think that we did that. But I think because it's now a diversity effort, the original purpose was never going to be, the original goal was never going to be reached with the bill as it was.
Interesting.
That's what I think.
What up, y'all? Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and slide on over to Amazon and check out my book, Behaving As Us. Add it to your cart, read it, and once you do, drop a review so it can help the Amazon algorithms too. All right, y'all. Peace.